All right, boys, the summit just started literally 2 seconds ago. Let's get our rewards. What did we get? Obviously platinum. Where do we rank? 686. Not bad, since I didn't really touch anything else for the better part of it. Look, man, we already have the Fair Lady. We get 10 legend points. That's nice. We got the Liberty Walk Underglow. Hell yeah. 10 legend points is big right now. So I think we're going to get money instead of the Fair Lady. We already have it. Maybe not. Yeah, 100,000 bucks refund for the items you already own. 100,000, it's whatever. All right, boys, the new summit is here. Tested last night. It was I finished 2 hours after it had popped, and I was 27th. Now I'm 327th, holding pretty good for not having like any. I think I have 2 legendary parts, so I'm missing on Hothead and Slippery. So look, the first 2 events here, okay, are gonna be just straight drifting around a track. So you need Hothead and Slippery. I'll show you. Also, I've been sitting on this GR Supra drift tune since launch. It feels really good. But before you get into that, I'm going to show you some things. Okay, the first thing you want to do is go to difficulty. You want traction control off, ESP off, drift assist off, counter steering off. Okay. If you like counter steering and drift assist, go for it. But I don't like to play with any assists. So I tested. I don't like assists, all right? No assist, okay? That's just me personally, all right? So, biggest thing, traction control, ESP, drift, counter steering assist, off. Take that all off, okay? Event difficulty, you might want to bump it down to like a 1 just because they will get in your way, all right? So, on top of that, controls, what you want to do is I would highly recommend you play manual. These drift cars like to bang off the rev limiter and automatic and just not shift. This way you can shift early, get the power to the ground, have no wheel spin, and you will post, I'm telling you, probably close to 10 seconds faster just by playing manual and not bouncing off the rev limiter. So if you have to go in, change it to manual, okay, and then make sure your gearbox is on sequential. That's the first step to posting to getting a platinum on this Touge. All right, I'd love me some JDM, some Japanese Touge. I think it's really cool. 4 of these races are drift races. All right, so I'm going to show you my pro settings. All right, pro settings. So first things first, the GR Supra that you get from the drift challenge playlist. Like I said, I've been sitting on this for a while. I'm pretty happy with it. I got the rotary vanity engine sound on it because, you know, rotary. Anyway, pro settings for this bad boy, okay? Here's what we have. Grip on the rear is -5%. Brake balance, 40%. Max it all the way to the rear, okay? Brake power, 30%. Okay, -30%. Didn't touch the aero. Suspension, okay? -3 soft on the front, 3 stiff on the rear. Damper compression, -2 soft. Rear is +3 stiff. Damper rebound front, -2 soft. Damper rebound rear is +3 stiff. Roll bars, -3 on the front, +3 stiff on the rear. Camber is at a -20 at the front with a 0 on the rear. Now, I was going to mess with this a little more, but I was like, you know what? It feels really good. It's very controllable. I don't have any issues with it, so I kept it that way. All right. This is my personal setup with no assists on. This thing feels great. Okay. Now, whatever car you're going to use for the first 2 events where you're getting points, like you're scoring, it's not an actual like race. This is what you're going to need. The legendary affix doesn't really matter. You're not going to get anything that's going to give you more points. If you want to get Nitro Chemist and boost while you're drifting to, I think technically it does give you a little bit more score. It gives you like a little more like oomph to the points and get your speed up a little more. But the main things you want to spec into is Hothead and Slippery, okay? And you want legendary parts, doesn't matter, just any legendary, don't worry about the set bonus. I would focus on just getting Hothead and Slippery. Get that on all. As you can see, I only have 3 right now, but I do have Hothead and Slippery on my pink parts. That is how you're gonna get maximum maximum scoring, all right? And that's the trick, okay? Then, the next event.
There seemed to be a bit.
So the first two, that's what you're going to roll with, okay? 370Z. Now, the trick with this is try not to drift. I messed with the settings a lot last night. The car does understeer. It's going to, but it's pretty grippy. The key to all of these races is to grab the edge of the pavement, call them gutters, and use it to hook your car around the corners faster instead of drifting. I did a lot of drifting first. I was like, oh yeah, like drifting, I'm good at that, like it'd be easy. I changed the settings and I gripped it up and I tried to keep traction and I posted way faster times. Like it's 10, 15 seconds faster, okay? I don't think there's any cuts or like rewind cuts or anything, but 370Z, the one you get from the pack, I will show you the settings I have. This thing, like I said, you can still throw it into a drift. You'll have to, but for the most part, it's a lot grippier than it was, and it doesn't slide as much. You can actually corner, and it'll be fine. But anyway, same thing, max it out. I don't have like any sets for drift. So if anything, go Nitro Chemist, okay? But you don't need the scoring modifier. You don't need any of that, all right? And let's rewind, okay? On top of these, putting Hothead and Slippery on, you're gonna wanna go into your legend points, okay? Go to your driver, go to your, how do I have 10? I definitely spent them last night. What you're gonna wanna do is go to gameplay and max out Hothead and Slippery in your legend points, okay? This gives you another 40% maximum multiplier, and this gives you a 10% speed multiplier, okay? The same things you put on your legendary affixes, if you grind for them, which you could probably grind the first event. I think it's only a minute or two. I grinded Kiss Me Comey in the Aventador because I could get it in like a minute, like 40 seconds, I think, with the Aventador. But yeah, those are big. And then obviously, if you don't have the legendary parts, Goldfinger and Lucky spec into that. So yeah, don't forget that. Anyway, back to the 370 Nismo here, okay? I'm sorry, this is just the 370Z Drift Edition. Okay, this is what I have. Brake balance, 50%. Aero, load front, -10. Suspension, 6% stiff in the front, full 10 stiff in the rear. Damper compression front is 6% stiff. Rear is 15% stiff. Damper rebound front, 11% stiff. Rear is 20% stiff. Roll bars, 6% stiff front, 10% stiff rear. Camber is a -25 on the front with a -10 in the rear. Now, like I said, this makes it will understeer, but it doesn't slide as much. You can still get a controlled slide, but you need to grip up to be competitive in these races, all right? Then, I think there's 3 races with the 370. I mean, you can use any Japan car. I've seen some of the top guys use that Chris Forsberg or whatever it is drift car, but I don't have it from the Crew 2. I think that thing's just fast. I think that's the way to go if you have that car. Try to stiffen up the rear and the front a bit and get it to be a little more grippy. But the Evo 10 is another one. I will show you my pro settings for this. All right, same thing if you have legendary affixes, I would go for Nitro Chemist since it's a race. Anyway, the Evo 10 Drift Edition is one of the races here. So what I have, -5 grip on the front, 50% brake balance. Load front on the Aero is -15. Suspension, spring front +3 stiff. Spring rear +8% stiff. Damper compression front +3 stiff. Rear is 10 stiff. Damper rebound front 7% stiff, and the rear is 15% stiff. Roll bars, 3% stiff on the front with a 10% stiff in the rear. Camber, I got -25 on the front with a -10 on the rear, excuse me. So like I said, the cars, they're gonna feel goofy, all right? But this gets them gripped up more. I will do all 4 races real quick and show you guys how I'm not gonna farm until I get the best possible run, but I'll do my best and show you like the gutters and like optimal line and stuff like that. But those are all the tunes you're going to need if you're not using these 3 cars. Like I said, just try to max stiff out the rear and try to get the grip more. But yeah, So let's get into the races. You are going to want to try to get around the 1,300,000 points mark. We're going to be safe here. Also slalom. Okay, they're all slalom. I think only one of them I went backwards. Traffic was a pain on these. You're going to want the score breaker set for the slalom, by the way, and then just do the same thing with your legend points, switch it to, you know, the feats, and you're good to go. So these two, self-explanatory. Okay, you're just drifting. You just hold your drift for as long as you can, link, and just drift nonstop the whole time. Get the hothead and the slippery, you're good to go. I'm not going to showcase that. That's self-explanatory. So let's get into tireless here. That was really sloppy. That wasn't ideal either, but you get the point. Didn't hug the gutters there. Yeah, I'm getting sloppy. I had such a good run last night. But yeah, just try to grab the gutters and take, like, you know, optimal lines, of course. I could improve that by a couple seconds easily. I am running automatic on this just because I don't feel like remapping right now. I hate handbrake being on L1. It just throws me off because sometimes I do tap the brake a little bit with it. Yeah, I don't think we improved our time at all. Yeah, a little slower. But give you an idea, obviously we can improve a lot. It's just a matter of grinding. But as of right now, 16,000 players, that's 353, not bad.
Let's go for this one.
Yeah, I just don't feel like remapping everything at the moment. So, clutch kick, next one. Like, you can use any car. I'm gonna roll with this one just because it's set up to be pretty grippy. All right, this one's self-explanatory. There's not much going on here. I don't think there's any cuts. If there is, well, rewind cuts, I mean, it's just stupid in my opinion, but you just want to cut everywhere you can. Obviously that wasn't optimal. We didn't hold speed through there, but this tune will keep you pretty gripped up, and you can just fly through here and not lose you know, traction. And for corners like this, if you're gonna cut in and try to hit with your rear quarter panel instead of like a full side swipe on the barrier, you will lose less speed. And then here you can cut through the gas station. It's tough getting it like gripped up like this because sometimes it acts weird on a drift. This is not my cleanest run at all, not even close. Turned in too early there. I mean, you get the idea. Like the track, not much to it here. It's all a straight shot. That's definitely gonna be slower than what I posted last night. Wasn't that much slower, so I can improve a lot. I could definitely improve a lot. All right, let's get to the next one. All right, I'm gonna skip the Evo 10 for now. We're gonna finish this 370. Obviously, getting around those guys in a much cleaner fashion is needed. But we're just doing a little bit here. You want to cut here. I've tried cutting across the gravel. It's just not, it's not ideal. So. And just letting off the gas and then getting back into it while you're cornering is enough to get this thing to slide most of the time. Didn't mean to go off, but it happened. I'm just not driving my best right now. I'm in between work trying to get this done real quick. So these aren't going to be the best runs, all right? Just to give you an idea of what's going on. The main thing you need are the tunes, all right? That was real bad. And then it's just practice with these tracks because your cars are a little difficult. These things you can just plow through if you want. If you want to slow down and try to grab the gutter instead of drifting, you can. Completely up to you. It does seem faster to slow down and actually grab the gutters versus doing like this, obviously, and trying to drift. Keep that in mind. obviously cut through here. Even though you'll slow down from the stones, it's still faster that way. Yikes on that. Oh, we cut that too wide. Nice. Okay, well, you know, obviously we're at the end there. We goofed up. But you get the idea. That's the line. Cut where you can. Grab gutters. Slow down. Yeah, see. Basically 2 seconds slower. But, all right, let's do the Evo 10. Now,
The next one is
technically, yes, you should be manual the whole time. I don't have time right now between work to go into here and change all that shit. So what you're going to want to do is make sure you're in sequential and manual for this one, because the Evo 10 just wants to bounce off the rev limiter. I should have slowed down and actually grabbed a gutter. That's optimal here. Trying to actually like drift isn't the fastest. Kind of like that, maybe a little more. It takes practice. This is my first run for the day. Like I said, I gotta hurry up and get this done and get out of here. I mainly just wanted to get you guys the pro settings so you can get in here and if you can like kind of grab it like that, that's how you're gonna get the fastest here. Nice. That was not optimal. Yeah, it's obviously not my best run, but you can tell that the settings help. Grabbing gutters, That's the way to go. If I sat here and just hot lapped it over and over, I would definitely improve. I just don't have the time right now. Let's see, we actually did 1.5 seconds better. So there you go. Where are we at in the leaderboards now? 442. Not horrible, all right? You can definitely improve your times, but there's the tunes, there's the paths I take, how I grab the gutters. What are we at now for this? 304th. All right, not bad. We can definitely improve. Anyway, boys, that's my summit guide. Throw those settings on. Automatic, manual, wherever you want, whatever your preference is, doesn't matter, except for the Evo race. See you on the next one.